Hello guys and welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you top 20 online multiplayer games. Let's get into this, enjoy watching, and here we begin. Number 20. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is an online shooter video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S exactly 5 years later on December 1st, 2020. The game puts a heavy emphasis on environment destruction and corruption between a player. Each player assumes control of an attacker or a defender in different gameplay modes, such as rescue a hostage or defusing a bomb and taking control of an objective within a room. The titles has no campaign, but features a series of short offline missions called situations that can be played solo. These missions have a loose narrative, focusing on recruits going through training to prepare them for future encounters with the White Masks, a terrorist group that threatens the safety of the world. Number 19. Dead by Daylight is a survival horror video game developed by Behavior Interactive and was released for Microsoft Windows in June 2016 and for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in June 2017 and for Nintendo Switch on September 24th, 2019. The game is played as one versus 4 online multiplayer, where one player takes on the role of the savage killer and the other 4 players play as survivors, trying to escape the killer and to avoid being caught and sacrificed to a malevolent force known as the Entity. Number 18. Forza Horizon 4 is a 2018 racing video game developed by Playground Games and published by Microsoft Studios. It was released on 2nd October 2018 on Xbox One and Microsoft Windows after being announced at Xbox E3 in 2018. It is the 4th Forza Horizon title and 11th installment in the Forza series. The game is noted for introduction of changing season to the series, as well featuring several content expanding updates which have included new game modes. And the game is set in open world environment, and the game features route create, which enables players to create race using completely customized route. Number 17. Rocket League is a vehicular video game developed and published by Sonics. The game was first released for Microsoft Windows and PlayStation 4, with ports for Xbox One and Nintendo Switch being released later on. And the game described as a soccer, but with the rocket-powered cars. Rocket League has up to 8 players assigned to each of the 2 teams, using rocket-powered vehicles to hit a ball into their opponent's goal and score points over the course of a match. The game includes a single-player and multiplayer modes that can be played both locally and online, including cross-platform play between all versions. Later updates for the game enabled the ability to modify core roles and added new game modes, including ones based on ice hockey and basketball. Number 16. League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena video game developed and published by Riot Games, inspired by Defense of the Ancients, a custom map for Warcraft 3. Riot's founders sought to develop a standalone game in the same genre since it was released. The game has been free to play and it is monetized through purchasable character customization. The game is available for Microsoft Windows. In the game, 2 teams of 5 players battle in the player versus a player combat, with each team equipping and defending their own half of the map. Each of the 10 players controls a character known as the champion, with unique abilities and differing styles of play. During a match, champions become more powerful by collecting experience points and purchasing a team in order to defeat the opposing team. In the game's main mode, Summon's Rift, a team wins by pushing through to the enemy base and destroying their Nexus, a large structure located within it. Number 15, Fall Guys is a platformer battle royale game developed by Mediatonic and published by Devolver Digital. It was released for Microsoft Windows and PlayStation 4 on August 2020. The game drew inspiration from the game shows like Takashi's Castle, It Is Knockout and Wipeout, and Playground's games like Tag and British Bulldog. And the game is set up to 60 players combat in matches with battle royale style gameplay. Players represented as a jelly bean like figures move around their dimensional playing fields with the additional moves such as jumping, grabbing, climbing or diving to assist gameplay. And the aim is to qualify for subsequent rounds by successfully completing each of randomly selected main games. Creation main games involve running towards and finish line at the end of the map. Number 14, developed and published by Kinetic Games. The game became available in early access through Steam for Microsoft Windows in September 2020 along with the virtual reality support. And the player takes control of one member from a group of up to 4 members in the roles of European exploring ghost hunters who are contracted to deal with ghosts inhabiting different abandoned facilities such as homes, schools, prisons and hospitals. The game features 12 different of ghosts, each of which behave differently. The ghost type are as follows: Spirit, Wraith, Phantom, Demon, Oni, Yura, Shade, Mari, Jinn. Number 13, Epix Legends is a free-to-play first-person hero shooter battle royale game developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts. It was released for Microsoft Windows and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on February 4th, 2019. Without any prior announcement or marketing, the Nintendo Switch version was released on March 9th, 2021, along with the cross-platform play between all supported platforms that was released on October 6th, 2020. Electronic Arts has also confirmed ports to iOS and Android devices, set to release sometime by the end of 2022. In Epix Legends, up to 23-person squads or 32-person duos land on island and search for weapons and supplies before attempting to defeat all other players in combat. The available play area on the island shrinks over time, focusing players to keep moving or else find themselves outside the play area, which can be fatal. The final team alive wins the round. The game is set in the same science fiction universe as Respawn Entertainment, Titanfall and Titanfall 2. Number 12, Overwatch is a team-based multiplayer first-person shooter game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. Described as a hero shooter, Overwatch assigns players into 2 teams of 6, which each player selecting from a large roster of characters known as heroes with unique abilities. Teams work to complete map-specific objectives within a limited period of time. Blizzard has added new characters, maps, and game modes post-release, all free of charge, with the only additional cost to players being optional loot boxes to purchase cosmetic items. It was released for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and Windows in May 2016 and Nintendo Switch in October 2019. Overwatch is Blizzard's 4th franchise and came about following the 2014 cancellation of massively multiplayer online role-playing game Titan. Number 11, Sea of Thieves. It is an action-adventure video game developed by Rare and published by Xbox Studios. The player assumes the role of a pirate who completes voyages from different trading campaigns in order to become the ultimate pirate legend. Sea of Thieves is a first-person multiplayer video game in which players cooperate with each other to explore an open world via a pirate ship. The game is described as shared world adventure game, which means groups of players will encounter each other regularly during their adventure, sometimes forming alliance, sometimes going head to head. Number 10, Battlefield 5. It is a first-person shooter video game developed by EA DICE and published by Electronic Arts. It is the 16th installment in the Battlefield series. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The game is based on World War II and it is thematic continuation of World War I based on Battlefield 1. It was announced that support for the game would continue until the summer of 2021 when the game would receive its last update. The game features several new multiplayer modes including the continuation campaign mode, Firestorm and the Grand Operation. The Grand Operation mode is an expansion of the Operations mode introduced in a Battlefield 1 which focuses on matches taking place across a multiplayer stage to simulate campaign from the war. Number 9, Red Dead Online is an online multiplayer action-adventure game developed and published by Rockstar Games. Is the online component of the Red Dead Redemption 2. After several months in beta, Red Dead Online was released for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in May 2019 and for Microsoft Windows and Stadia in November 2019. A standalone silent for the game was released in December in 2020. Players control a silent protagonist who is freed from prison after being framed for a murder and tasked with taking revenge in exchange for proving their innocence. Set 1 year before the events of the single-player game, Red Dead Online compares the story missions where up to 4 players can complete tasks to advance the narrative. Number 8, Destiny 2, also known as Destiny 2 New Light, is a free-to-play online-only multiplayer first-person shooter video game developed by Bungie. It was released originally as a pay-to-play game in 2017 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and Microsoft Windows platforms. It became free-to-play under the New Light title on December 1st, 2019, followed by the game's release on Stadia the following month, and then the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S platforms in November 2020, with the enhanced version released for both consoles on December 8th, 2020. Unlike the original, activities in Destiny 2 are divided among player versus environment PvE and player versus player PvP game types. And additional to normal story mission, PvE features 3-player streaks and dungeons and 6-player raids. A through room, a patrol mode is also available for each destination, which features public events as well as activation, not available in the original. These activities have an emphasis on exploration and destination and interaction with non-player characters. NPCs, the original Destiny only feature NPCs in the social space. PvE features objective-based modes as well as the traditional deathmatch game modes. Number 7, Fortnite. Fortnite is an online video game developed by Epix Games and was released in 2017. It is available in their distinct games mode versions that otherwise share the game general gameplay and game engine. Fortnite Save the World, a cooperative hybrid tower defense shooter survival game for up to 4 players to fight off zombie-like creatures or defend objectives with the traps and forges factions. They can build a Fortnite Battle Royale and a free-to-play Battle Royale game in which up to 100 players fight to be the last person standing, and Fortnite Creative, in which players are given a complete freedom to create a worlds and battle arenas. Save the World and a Battle Royale were released in 2017 as early access titles, while Creative was released on December 6th, 2018 Save the World is available only for Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, while Battle Royale and Creative released for all those platforms, and also Nintendo Switch and Android devices. Number 6. Minecraft. Minecraft is a sandbox video game developed by Mojang. The game was created by a Marcus, notable person in the Java programming language, following several early test versions. It was released as a paid public alpha for personal computers in 2009 before releasing in November in 2011. With Gene's talking over development, Minecraft has since been ported over several other platforms and is the best-selling video game of all time, with 200 million copies sold and more than 126 million monthly active users as of 2020. Number 5. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is a 2020 first-person shooter video game developed by Treyarch and Raven Software and published by Activision. It was released on November 13th, 2020 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. It serves as the 6th installment in the Black Ops series and the 17th installment in the overall Call of Duty series. It is the Treyarch's 7th Call of Duty title made as a lead developer and Raven's second. Black Ops Cold War's campaign is set during the early 1980s of the Cold War, taking place between Call of Duty Black Ops 2010 and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 2012. Chronologically, it is centered around pursuit of the alleged Soviet spy, a pursuit whose stated goal is to subvert the United States, and titled The Balance of Power Toward the Soviet Union. Number 4. Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a 2013 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the first main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series since 2008. Grand Theft Auto 4 set within the fictional state of San Andreas based on Southern California. The single-player story follows three protagonists: retired bank robber Michael DeSanta, street gangster Franklin, and drug dealer Trevor. And the game was released in September 2013, and for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 it was released in November 2014, and for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in April 2015, and for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions are scheduled to release in late 2021. Number 3. Call of Duty Warzone is a free-to-play battle royale video game. It was released on March 10th, 2020 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and Microsoft Windows. The game is a part of the 2019 title Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but does not require brushes off. It is introduced during Season 2 of Modern Warfare content. Warzone was developed by Infinity Ward and Raven Software and published by Activision. Warzone allows online multiplayer combat among 150 players, although some limited time game modes support 200 players. The game features both cross-platform play and cross-platform progression between three games. Number 2. Among Us. Among Us is an online multiplayer social deduction game developed and published by American game studios Inner Sloth. It was released on iOS and Android devices in June 2018 and on Windows in November 2018, featuring cross-platform play between these platforms. The game was also released on Nintendo Switch in December 2020 and has a planned release for Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S in 2021. And the game takes place in a space-themed setting in which players each take one of two roles, most being crewmates and a predetermined number being imposters. The goal of the crewmates is to identify the imposters, eliminate them, and complete tasks around the map. The imposter's goal is to covertly sabotage and kill the crewmates before they complete all of their tasks. Number 1. PUBG. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. PUBG is an online multiplayer battle royale game developed and published by PUBG Corporation and subsidiary of South Korean video game company Bluehole. The game is based on previous modes that were created by Brandon PlayerUnknown, agreeing of the players, inspired by the 2000 Japanese film Battle Royale, and expanded into stand-alone game under Green's creative direction. In the game, up to 100 players parachute into island and scavenge for weapons and equipment to kill others while avoiding getting killed themselves. And the available save area of the game's map decreases in size over time, directing surviving players into tighter areas to force encounters. The last player or team standing wins the round. And that was it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below if you find this video helpful. And thank you all for watching, and thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye.